Heidi ho, everybody, and welcome back. So, today I would like to help Chris out with her jail-breaking quest. So, we are gonna acquire the barge. I don't know how long this quest is going on for, but I think it will fit one episode format. So, we finished repairing in the last section of the game, or the last episode. We are sitting on only one heat, so that is fine. Let's get driving. And we are going over here. Barge pickup.
The barge we're using is a rusted corpse left on the side of the road, half buried in trash and waiting for someone to put it out of its misery. Two figures wave us into the shadows.
Chris, you brought her along?
Watch your tone, Alex. She does good work. You even said so.
One good deed means little. I hope you're right about her.
Ah,
You know I can hear you, right?
Ugh, don't mind him. Hi, honey. It's good to see you again.
yeah, it's Alexander and Maria, the couple we helped out in one of the earlier episodes when we uh, tried to locate our car earlier. Nice to see you both.
We ready to go?
Here, grab this morning. Plates, tags, all good. Had the permission papers drafted in the archive. Should pass at a glance.
Ask about their involvement. Ask how they got a barge. Start the job, return later. No, we will be doing this job now. Ask them about their involvement.
You two are a long way from home. How'd you get roped into this?
We need to do something. This is how we make things better.
His wife's earnest response freezes the snide remark lurking on his tongue.
You do the same for us. Even if not, they don't deserve to be there. Simple as that.
Principled, are you? Ask how they got the barge.
How'd you nick a whole barge out of White Street?
We took it off a driver who parks near the free home. He likes a drink before his shift.
He's still asleep. We finish this right, he'll never know the thing was gone.
Okay, let's start this thing, shall we? Starting this job will prevent you from returning to the hole for a short while. So, that's fine.
Press, time to go.
Get back safe. We'll bring everyone home.
Thank you, and you too. Be safe, please. We don't need anything happening to the both of you.
They unveil a hatch behind a pile of dirt and steel. Within seconds, they're gone.
Gia.
New objective. Rendezvous with the escapees.
Most of the time, Cress has a hardened shell, prickly to some, impenetrable to most, built to protect against the world. She turns to me, defenses up, but a vulnerable seriousness radiating from her.
I'm not leaving those people stuck in that hellhole.
Me neither, sister.
You're running interference. I need you to get me there and get us all out again. If anyone sees us, it could blow the whole thing.
We ain't the stealthiest of the persons, but let's see what we can get done.
Don't worry, Cress. I'm on the clock.
So, where are we going? Let's see now. Escort the barge to the prison and grab the escaping prisoners. Barge landing point. Okay, let's get going.
I'd hoped for smooth sailing, but the lone guardsman up ahead poses a problem. He's bored, waving his gun around like a toy, looking for anything to make the night more exciting. He spots me.
Why did we get rid of the officer's uniform we had on the last job? It could have come in handy right now.
Damn it. I can see the barge moving up the ledge of the island, nearly within sight of the guard post. I have to keep the heat off us.
Trick the guard into leaving his post. Smoke talker. Pose as an inspector is an enforcer check. And persuade guard to take a walk. -1 cigar, but nope. We are a smooth talking character, so let's try and trick him, shall we? Roll them dice. Nice. Plus 14 XP, and we succeeded.
I'm no damsel, but I do my best impression. I mess my hair, widen my eyes, and drive up to the guard.
Oh, Gia, don't sell yourself short. You ain't that bad looking.
Sir, help. They're after me. Bandits, thugs, evil men. They're right behind me. I only just escaped.
Good ploy.
The guard shoots me a grin more bloodthirsty than reassuring. He thanks me before sprinting off to rain vengeance on my imaginary attackers.
Nice work. We're through.
Yep. Smooth talking is the way to go. Let's continue. Another.
A sudden inferno catches my eye. The glint of polished boots and oiled rifles reflect the devilish light as White Street thugs ransack a storefront on fire, its wares spilling into the street.
And why does this concern us right now?
Burn the contraband! Find the traitor!
A shopkeep steals away from a back window, carrying a bulging sack over his shoulder. His leg catches the sill, and he falls to his face. Guards around. Press. I might have to make a detour.
And it cut off again. Falls to his face. Guards are rounding the corner, seconds away from spotting him.
What's wrong?
I have to help someone. Won't take more than a minute.
Don't you blow this, Chia.
Distract soldiers by making a racket. That's a grease monkey. 58% chance of succeeding. Distract soldiers by leading them away. That's a dodger and an 83. Focus on the job. Let's try this. So how you succeed rate. Distract soldiers by leading them away. Roll them die. Nice, succeeded. 14 XP.
It's a gamble, but a man's life is in the balance, and I figure I can tip the scales. I slam the accelerator, bursting around the corner and through the guards, tearing a path past the cars and into some side street. The Whitecaps give pursuit, but their lumbering rides weren't made for tight corners. I catch a glimpse of the shopkeep's shoe as he jumps the fence and makes good his escape.
Chia, where you going?
I got it under control. I shake my pursuers with a few clever switchbacks and downward dive before making it to where I started. A bundle sits nicely where the shopkeep had recently escaped.
Ooh, a crate of cigars. That's a gain of $32 right there. That's rather nice, and hopefully we didn't increase our heat.
Well, would you look at that?
Damn it, Chia. That was too close.
Nope, we didn't increase our heat either. So nice job. We helped someone, gained something in return. Let's continue.
I load my car onto the barge and take over at the helm. Garbage day has no exceptions in White Street. We arrive right on schedule and the guards wave us through without a second glance. An enormous inverted headstone. The tomb is a grave marker for hope. The only way out is down. Nothing and no one gets out, unless they're dropped to the earth thousands of feet below.
Very diabolical indeed.
The clock ticks. Cress and I wait in a darkened bank of smoke and cloud. 10 minutes late.
They'll show up. Just watch for their signal.
I massage pins and needles out of my thighs while we sit, unmoving. It's only a matter of time before someone comes around to ask questions.
Cress, get down!
Cress ducks under the dash while a massive shadow swoops alongside us. A groaning barge burdened with thousands of pounds of waste, driven by a man oblivious to our cold sweat.
Hey there, slow day, huh?
Yeah, just waking myself up.
Hey, oh, I get it. Nobody's busting you for taking a 5. I was just taking a break myself. Mind if I join you?
Something shines in the darkness behind him. The signal? My heart's in my ears as I figure out how to move the barge captain along.
Get rid of him.
Warn him you saw intelligence officers around. Tell him to slack off elsewhere. He seems to be worried about people noticing him taking a break. So yeah, warn him about officers coming his way.
Word of advice. I spotted officers circling the area. They won't take kindly anyone slacking on duty.
Intelligence officers? Here! You're pulling my leg. It's been quieter than a cemetery.
Just up on the east ledge. Probably planning a surprise inspection. I'd beat it.
Good tip. Take care, friend. They'll ticket you for anything. Dirty magazines, parking, painting your neighbor's dog green.
The barge pulls away and Cress unhides herself while I hunt for the glint of signal light.
Okay. Let's look around. Yeah, this place seems like hell. Blown out turret? What?
Many attempts have been made, and each time it's made clear. It doesn't matter how much firepower someone brings, the prison remains unassailable.
Trash chute. What?
Cress, there's the chute. A pencil-sized light in the mouth of darkness. Adrenaline and hope are the only things keeping the Aetherians from losing what precious grip they've got on that chute.
That's them. Go!
Wait, searchlights first.
Shoot the searchlight out. That's a Daredevil, 41%. Move around the searchlight. Yeah, I would like to shoot it, but we seem to have a higher chance of success from doing a bit of stealth. So let's move around the searchlight, or try to. Yeah, we are going. Yeah, we are re-rolling that one. So that's a loss of about $83 right there, but wait. And we succeeded that time. Phew.
The barge is a heavy dance partner, but with me leading, she moves with the grace of a ballerina. We leap from shadow to shadow, dodging out of sight until we land near the chute. We pull up on the tomb and look up into the darkness like grave diggers plundering the ancient world. except the weathered limbs, calloused fingers, and gaunt faces in this sarcophagus are very much alive, waiting for us with anxious vitality. Get in!
On it! Lucy, help Owen down!
I don't know how long they were clinging to the chute, but I hear relieved groans and shouts as several bodies thump onto the bed of the barge.
Reminds me of when Luke Skywalker was hanging from that. Was it a garbage chute or something similar up in the Cloud City in Empire Strikes Back?
Thank you, miss. Any later and we would have been grounded.
Don't thank me yet. We still need to get clear. Cress, where are we heading?
Far bank. Good job keeping them off us, Randazzo.
The tomb's guards buzz around looking for us like angry wasps defending their hive, but we're safe from their stingers. For now. We ditch the barge at the harbor, hustle the Aetherians into our cars, and make tracks.
Okay. So you need to get the escape this off. Let's get to the drop off the floor.
Here!
Cress points to a wall of nothing but discarded machinery. But then, I see it. A small Aetherian symbol. The hidden door opens before I finish hiding the cars. Paupers must be watching.
Gia, no matter what, stick close. I mean it.
Where are you taking us?
Home.
Cress is my only point of reference as we navigate the Undercity. A maze that winds and bends in the dark blue light flittering through gaps in the brick and machinery. We reach an unmarked door.
Watch your eyes.
A hidden cityscape, bathed in aether light and rhythmic machine sounds, spreads out before me. I exhale an appreciative whistle while I blink the dots from my eyes.
Not what you were expecting?
Graveyard shift completed. And we reached a new level. Nice. Mission updated. See the escapists off.
This is amazing.
We've had a few decades to figure it out.
Long embraces, teary faces, and inside jokes coax tired laughter out of the Aetherians as they reunite with their friends and families. I can't remember the last time I talked to my folks like that. Not since Zio died. The tomb had aged them, but the promise of safety rolled back the years, returning them and their loved ones to better times. You all right?
I'm better off than them. They've escaped the tomb, but they're still prisoners. We'll have to beg another Baron to take their contracts, and then this whole thing starts over.
You got them out, Cress. Everyone got to walk away. Sometimes that's the best outcome.
It shouldn't be.
Cress?
Hey, is Owen settling in okay?
Yes, thanks to you. He'll be fine. We all will. But, I'm actually here to tell you Iron Hand's looking for you.
And who is that?
The Aetherians around us stare sympathetically. Some even shrink away with looks of guilt.
Gia, I have to deal with this. If I'm lucky, it won't take long. Stay here.
Okay, let's have a look around. Busted Knuckle. With it. Ah, it's a garage. Okay. Yeah, let's look around.
The negotiations were making progress. Ah, you must be Giovanna. Gia, I'm told you prefer. Sam Lowe, president of the Undercity League.
Uh-huh.
The so-called rats might get looked down on, but even the barons had to pretend to play nice with the Undercity League. Samuel Ironhand Lowe represented every Aetheneer in New York.
I have to thank you. You kept our Cressa alive today.
He sticks out his hand to shake. A genuine smile follows. The man's warm, inviting. A memory of Pop showing us our new sweaters on Christmas morning floats up from the recess of my mind.
Nice meeting you, Sam. Ask what he's heard about you. Yep.
Surprised you know me. What have you heard? My name's taken some hits. Depending on your racket, it's usually passed around either with caution or horror. He turns towards me, thumbing his suspenders, and gives me his whole attention.
Good things. Our friends Alexander and Maria, and Cress here too, say you have a good heart. You're someone who cares about others.
Yep, that's true. Although we try to keep up a somewhat hard exterior, but yep.
That's it? His eyes drape over me like a warm blanket, wrapping me in an understanding look. He knows. He knows all of it.
This city is filled with stories, Gia. I've heard them all. What I've found is that the only ones worth paying attention to are those happening right now. And your story right now is quite exciting.
Ask what the Undercity League's doing.
What's the Undercity League doing in White Street?
Negotiation. White Street's been so busy with their war that they've neglected their duties. Eli is still obligated to provide every basic necessity to his Aether engineers.
Your negotiations have gone nowhere, Ironhand. The shortages, the imprisonments, the terriers having free reign over contracts. You're begging for scraps.
Don't downplay our progress now. More food, medicine, and parts. Even some years shaved off contracts. Negotiations might not be as flashy as a prison break, but they make a difference.
So you are a union rep, basically.
You didn't see them in the tomb. They couldn't wait.
And now how many more will be rounded up, locked away? How many terriers will be down here intruding in your lives, looking for those you freed, adding more years to contracts? Eli is not made of stone. Even he's capable of compassion. He could have been talked into seeing his judgment was too hasty. Now he'll harden himself.
You give him too much credit.
He will regard every one of us as a potential accomplice.
He's never gonna change his mind. No matter how much ass you kiss. He was stringing you along. You're still just a rat. We're all just rats.
I am certain your friend here, even in her line of work, is familiar with making compromises with the Barons in order to succeed.
Side with the union rep or side with the Chris? Nah, I'm with Chris on this one, because this dude, as I talked about last episode, he seems like a tyrant without any scruples.
A Baron will try to pull one on you every chance they get. It's in their nature. We don't do ourselves any favors playing by rules they just laugh at.
I have this argument with someone regularly. I'll tell you what I tell him. You can't make a car fly with a cracked engine.
I've got a roll of tape that says otherwise. But I know, life's not a car, even if it'd be easier if it worked like one.
But what's done is done. Cress, I may not agree with your methods, but thank you. Thank you for helping them escape. I will take care of the rest.
What are you going to do? Eli's probably heard about the prison break by now. He's probably got patrols up and down the barony looking for them.
What I do best, negotiate. Our newly liberated friends will need new homes, quickly. I know barons who will buy the contracts. People who are not unreasonable. But Cress, next time remember, there is always a risk when you charge at the Lion's Head.
With that, the venerable Iron Hand leaves us, sharing friendly smiles and kind words with those he passes. Cress, on the other hand, goes slack.
Look at them. They believe every word of it. That this time the negotiations will work. They shouldn't have that hope.
You all right, Cress? That didn't seem like the first time you've gotten a talking to.
Iron Hand's not a bad guy. Honestly, he overworks himself, trying to keep the rest of us afloat. I understand it, but he makes it hard to argue back.
The more I look at Cress, the more I see the sway on her feet, the way she keeps massaging around her prosthetic limb. Either the job or the chat with Iron Hand was catching up to her. Ready to head back?
Not yet. I want to stop off at the Department of Contracts.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk a bit with Alex and Maria.
I hear Alexander and Maria's voices drift over from the shop. Despite their hushed tones, it's not hard to guess the source of their concern.
Not good. They need food, bandages, water, but we're stretched so thin as it is.
It can't be helped. They're family. We'll find ways to survive. It's what we do.
I never wanted to bring our child into a world like this. I didn't want them to just survive. I wanted more, better than what we have.
Lexi, we'll get through this. We're going to make a better world together for all three of us. We still have options. Don't give up hope yet.
Alexander rests his head on his wife's shoulder. They're lost in a few moments of peace, just the three of them. Whether it's the quiet or the exhaustion, there's no anger when my presence intrudes.
Topsider, you pulled through.
Yes, we did, indeed.
Thank you, truly. When we lost them, we almost... You don't know how many spirits you've lifted. Thank you.
No, it was Cress's idea. Give Cress the credit.
Cress was the one running the show. I just did what she asked.
She's been a good friend to the community ever since Eli's last purge. I hope we can return the favor one day.
Maria lets out a yawn deep enough to betray several sleepless nights. You folks look like you could use some rest.
Rest? Who has time for rest? The terriers say double shifts will end when the war ends. It's been this way for years.
It didn't used to be this bad, even for White Street. But after the bombing at Santa Anita, the priorities changed.
Eli took off the sheepskin, that's what changed. He was looking for an excuse to go back to war and dragged us with him.
I should go.
Take care.
You're welcome anytime.
After
Oops.
today, you are.
Sorry, I was pausing the recording and that interacted with things. Ask what it was like before the large bombings.
White Street's always been a powder keg. Can't imagine it any different down here.
You think terriers, contracts, and long hours are new to us? We're taught the terms from birth, but it used to be livable here. Clean water, islands that didn't flip barons every few months. We took care of ourselves.
Even topsiders were friendlier. There was this one older lady, owned a pool. Sometimes she'd let Lexi and I go at night.
Maria?
And swim! We could keep the lights off and no one knew we were there. She died not too long ago.
The new owner tried to report us first time we showed up. It doesn't matter, the space was requisitioned for military purposes sometime later. Everything for the war effort.
Ask about making a better world.
I overheard you talking. Something about making a better world? That made ripples in whatever bubble of peace they had. A subtle glance, a flash of worry, and silent debate passes between the two of them before the tension drains.
You see how we live? Our children shouldn't know how to use a wrench before they know how to walk. I want to teach a child more than taking apart generators. How to make music, how to swim, how to wind skip.
Do you remember when you taught Kelly's boy how to skip stones? You two stayed up all night.
That boy, clumsy but determined. Couldn't get more than 2 bounces no matter what I taught him.
Give them wind skipping stones.
I reach into my pocket and pick out a few flat stones. I make sure there's eye-catching patterns and colors, the kind I would have snapped up as a kid. Here, blue ones from the burrows. Could probably spin a story off that.
Skipping stones. You keep these on hand?
I like to have them handy, just in case. Alexander smiles softly, holding my gaze as he pockets the stones like he's handling a wrapped parcel.
Thank you.
Let's check what they have for sale. A flamethrower, eh? So it's short range, it's AoE, and it's fire damage free. Oh, that only cost $78. And it's an undercarriage weapon. Ooh. And an engine that has plus 8 AP. Bunch of repair kits. These. Notepad. Brass knuckles. Checkpoint papers. Fake license plate. Reduces 1 heat. What's a shunter? It's an auxiliary part. A magnet-powered device that moves vehicles without damaging them. Knocks back any target vehicle at close range. 2 AP. Interesting. Another welding arm to repair. Ooh, a grenade launcher. It's a heavy weapon. Damage enemy vehicles in a small area. Range medium, AoE medium, AP4. I don't know if we have a heavy weapon slot. And it's a +4 weight. Ooh, this pistol might be better than ours. Yes, it is. It's a 4 damage one. Okay, I will take a think about these options. What else do we have around here to interact with? The exit is over there. I fear rat kids. What?
Aetherians start young. They learn to take your car apart long before they develop their whitewashed eyes.
Pitch penny play. Is this gambling?
A pitter-patter of coins clink across the metallic streets. I watch as a group of Aetherians take turns pitching coins at a tiny basket on the wall.
Join around, Dodger. Sure. Let's play. And we won.
Room for another? Despite a flicker of wariness, my arrival with Cress must have bought me enough goodwill. I get calls for good luck as I line up my shot. Like a bolt from Zeus, my coin hits the basket dead on. I get a clap on the shoulder and a hat's worth of winnings.
Nice. Let's check out the rusted knuckle here.
The cold, barren walls, rich smell of oil, and familiar clank of tools quickly announce this building's purpose. A garage like this is a smuggler's best friend. Nondescript, affordable, and discreet.
So we have a workbench, we have a place to paint our car. Yeah. Okay, but we don't need to do anything here, so... Oh, buy vehicles. Now this is interesting. Oh, and they are expensive. Let's check these out. If you're a rat scout. Nice looking car. Only one armor slot, only one inventory slot. Light weapon in the back. Engines. Light weapon. So, this only has 2 weapon slots. Okay. It can take 5 more items. Storage. EP14. Now what's the health like? 15, same as ours. That's a chunky one. There we have undercarriage weapon, auxiliary, light weapon. Interesting. And United Aether Swapper, an Aether bulkier one. Ooh, here. Armor slot, armor slot, armor slot, storage. Ah, heavy weapon. So no light weapons. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I'm sure we will be able to get back here. We may want to do that in order to buy new cars, and there's that flamethrower I'm interested in down there. Anything else? Okay, so let's leave them.
Cress walks me through a door that smells of old paper and cooling coffee, and I double take. Above packed shelves and harried archivists, I see a sky of stained glass and stars made up of winking aether light. From the way Cress basks under its light, I doubt we're here to thumb through records. Madonna, what's that for?
Stargazing. Come on, take a load off. The light's hitting the glass just right today.
Interesting. Let's inspect their globe.
San Francisco doesn't look that far away. Too bad the 2,000 miles in between is reserved for farmers or raiders.
Bookshelf.
My eyes skim a series of titles to do with Aetherians and Aether theory. Behind me, I hear Nellie gasp in anticipation, delight, recognition.
Strasbourg. King. Stratosphere.
Strasbourg, King Stratosphere. Despite his personal peccadillos and suspected anti-American leanings, the scientific advances of Arnold Strasbourg, chiefly known for his advancement of Aether propulsion and suspension at high altitudes, ironically widened the gap of wealth inequality even further in favor of the Uppers baronies despite their brilliance. I'm sure Strasbourg himself would have something to say to this author, if he hadn't disappeared into thin air.
The origins of Aether.
The origins of Aether. Though the early successful advances brought about by the discovery and development of Aether for purposes of construction were reasonably well documented, the explosive failures of its early experimentation, most notably the fatal Dews Reservoirs incident in which 38 technicians lost their lives, are less so. Due to the confluence of shared credit as well as blame, it is difficult to pin down who is most responsible for these first developments, as no less than 6 scientific collectives each claimed credit for those breakthroughs, while trying to avoid blame for any shortcoming. Same as it ever was. If you can't prove something is yours, muddy the waters enough for a partial payday.
All the colors of the rainbow. Theories regarding a so-called Aether spectrum.
All the colors of the rainbow. Theories regarding a so-called Aether spectrum. While the vast majority of Aether scientists agree that theoretical colored Aethers are nothing more than a load of bunk dreamed up by weapons developers, a small number of researchers theorize that such weapons could be developed as soon as 30 years from now. Or, as it turns out, a whole lot sooner.
Leave the section.
No understanding of brevity.
And another bookshelf.
I spy a collection of volumes, most of them hand-bound in leather or fabric. Huh. Looks like they were all written by Aetherians. Each spine features a tiny brand corresponding to the free home where they were written.
Yeah, let's read through them. Conover Place. A nice place to live.
Conover Place. A nice place to lurk. When my folks got our contracts moved here from Pendleton Rocks, we would be treated nice, humane-like even. More money to go around, they'd tell my sister and me. The Terriers aren't as strict, as if that meant anything. We won't be allowed topside, though. Not that they could tell without our eyes in. 1932. This one hasn't aged well. Conover Place burned a year after this was published. Most of the Aetherians dead, sealed in an iron coffin.
The Bones of Metropolis.
The Bones of Metropolis. My father worked the steam vents to his dying day. Son, he gasped, while the sawbones struggled to replace the fluids his burns had leached from his parboiled body. This ain't no life for man or woman. But what else is there, Pop? I cried, pounding on the wall with work-rough hands. What else is there? Lots of talk about weight-to-energy ratios and the stabilization of Aether when they describe how neighborhoods are maintained.
The Ghosts in the Pipes. A study of location-based psychosis in the Undercity.
The Ghosts in the Pipes. A study of location-based psychoses in the Undercity. Unable to find a common thread other than rough location, Dr. Fisher launched an in-depth investigation into why the men and women within the Racine Undercity were exhibiting a higher than normal rate of aberrant behaviors than other Aether free homes within the lowers. After 18 weeks, Fisher concluded that the chronic insomnia and resultant anxieties were directly tied to the sound of waste fumes vacated through improperly repaired pipes running through the maintenance tunnels, leaving the inhabitants surrounded by a constant sound resembling unending, unintelligible wailing called the ghosts in the pipes by the locals. Dr. Fisher himself was not immune to the consequences of this phenomenon and was remanded to a psychiatric institution after the study's conclusion. This stuff goes on forever.
And even more lore books to read.
Looks like a pretty wide selection of modern history on this shelf. Funny, I never thought of Aether as studious types.
And I won't be reading out the titles anymore since it seems the game is doing that for us. Let's go from top to bottom.
Yet the Crusades' origins were born from a perspective of well-meaning naivete, a concerted initiative from those barons in the uppers seeking to bring charity aid to those properties they had left behind during their upward climb. For this reason, some accounts depict the Crusades as necessary growing pains for the burgeoning social strata. Whitewashing, it's not just for picket fences.
And right as I say so, they stopped reading out the titles. So that was Boots on the Ground, the truth behind the Prosperity Crusades. Next one is Stealing Hearts and Bases, the rise of the 35th New York Bandits.
Stealing Hearts and Bases, the rise of the 35 New York Bandits. A true David and Goliath story in our modern time. Nobody could have predicted the meteoric rise of the scrappy bandits during the 1935 season after a dismal showing in the previous year. The uppers-owned New York Gothams had the funding and the star players, but they lacked that crucial ingredient that pushed the bandits over the edge. Heart. I remember every play. That was one hell of a series.
Trespasser of Nature, how New York beat the hurricane.
Trespasser of Nature, how New York beat the hurricane. And while Hurricane Bedford ravaged the eastern seaboard without mercy or compunction, flattening all in its path with countless casualties, as well as incurring millions in property damage, the people of the uppers simply turned up their nose and threw money at the problem, deciding once and for all that the problems of Earth were only for the earthbound. While seawater devastated and flooded the landlocked masses below, citizens of both the lowers and uppers were more or less insulated from the ravages of the weather phenomenon, passing harmlessly beneath the skybound colonies. Maybe the lowers weren't hit directly, but I saw lines for clean water circling the block, a gap-toothed child with a starvation-distended belly, men knifing each other in an alley for a bag of coal. The uppers had all they needed, and they did not want to share. That's about enough of that. Looks like a pretty wide selection of modern history on this shelf. Funny, I never thought of Aether as studious types. That's about enough of that.
So same.
This shelf has a few books on the history of White Street. I noticed right away that the majority of them look brand new, as if they've never been read or even handled. I guess these aren't too popular.
Toil and Trouble, an examination of the water waste war.
Toil and Trouble, an examination of the water waste war. There was no doubt after White Street's victory of attrition over the barons of Smucker and Gainsford that the struggle was lost. Tillinghast had outmaneuvered the politicking of the lesser barons with intimidation and a projection of force. With the conflict resulting in a decisive stake in the city's water futures, the peace-loving General Tillinghast could, at long last, lay down his sword and enjoy the peace his vigilance had bought. Peace-loving? Right. And I'm Kaiser Wilhelm.
Clean Street, Kaiser, the early career of Eli Tillinghast. So yeah, that's the right way. You can pronounce it Caesar or Caesar, but when it's spelled like that, the original spelling, it's Kaiser, because the emperors of Rome, as in movies and so on, the title ain't pronounced Caesar. That it's Kaiser. That's all Latin. And I know a bit of that because my real name is Caesar. So, hello everyone. That's glimpse behind the persona here. Yeah. Clean Streets, Caesar. The early career of Eli Tillinghast.
Clean Street Caesar, the early career of Eli Tillinghast.
No, not Caesar, Kaiser.
Though criticized by his peers for his controversial choices, Tillinghast doubled down on his shock and dread campaign, utilizing his sanitation brigade as a rifle butt, smashing pretenders to the throne of his burgeoning domain. Under his guidance, the Whitecaps moved from tidying the streets to handing out citations for unclean behavior, to random search and seizures, to enforcing curfews, eventually resulting in a de facto state of martial law. I closed the heavy tome, 500 pages of raw propaganda that looked like it hadn't seen a lot of attention. I wasn't expecting a secret shelf just out of sight.
Ooh. Look over a collection of General Tillinghast memoirs.
I pick up the dense collection of Tillinghast's memoirs and notice something curious built just behind the series of volumes. I gather an armful of the self-serving waste of pulp on the luminaries of White Street and deposit them where they belong, on the floor, out of sight, hopefully for all time. Dry as anything. Time to look elsewhere.
What just happened? Didn't we find a secret
This
there?
shelf has a few books on the history of White Street. I notice right away that the majority of them look brand new, as if they've never been read or even handled. I guess these aren't too popular. Clean Street Caesar. Though criticized by his peers, I close the heavy tome. 500. Dry as anything.
Okay. We have another bookshelf here.
Behind that propaganda piece about the general, there's a hidden shelf concealed in the wall. It's full of trashy glam mags about movie actors. In other words, pure bourgeois.
Starscope, February 1936. All the sun's rays. A day in the life of Apollo Diamond.
Star Scoop, February 1936. All the sun's rays. A day in the life of Apollo Diamond. And wowza, is that Apollo with Mae West on his arm? For shame, Sonny. She's old enough to be your auntie.
A magazine? What is this twaddle doing in a library, for heaven's sake?
Starscope, May 1937. Apollo Diamond on the town.
Star Scoop, May 1937. Apollo Diamond on the town. Apollo, despite that sharp wardrobe and his prep school palaver, was surprisingly modest when asked about his thoughts on the Big Apple. Coming to the city was a big shock, but in no time, the people of New York accepted me as a genuine Knickerbocker. New York fans are the best fans in the world.
Yet another article on that actor?
Star Scoop, July 1936. His life among the heavens. A deep dive on Apollo Diamond.
Star Scoop, July 1936. His life among the heavens. A deep dive on Apollo Diamond. Apollo's a good boy, a real mensch. Apollo's first agent, Morris Galecki, recounted fondly from his office in the lowers. Looking at him now, you'd never know he was once a little pisher from the neighborhood. Apollo Diamond? A local? Is that so? Didn't that other article say he was from out of town?
Hey, college girl, we've got more important things to do than think about some pretty boy movie star. Just drop it, okay?
Too much drama for me.
And what was the point of all this?
Looks like a pretty wide selection. That's about enough of that. Behind that propaganda piece about the... too much drama.
What's up here? Nothing. Yeah, what was the point of that? I don't know. Let's just have a talk with Chris.
Cress claims a spot like it's a regular perch at a bar. I follow her lead. Never thought I'd be stargazing indoors.
Yeah, well, you get used to doing those things indoors. When terriers and barons keep hammering you back down, they think if they keep the sky away, you stop looking up. So, we brought the sky to us.
Ask about the stained glass ceiling.
Eli destroyed every theater and speakeasy years ago. I remember when the last vaudeville theater went up in flames. Surprised he left all this.
You think a baron cares about what happens down here? This place has been around long before Eli set up his sanitation brigade.
How long's that?
1880s, sometime after Holdstone.
It was a memory burned into the minds of every New Yorker. An Aether photographed as they jumped from an island on fire. The island sank, thousands died. Fleeing rats were blamed. The rest is history.
Say it reminds you of nights with Sayo.
Reminds me of nights on the roof with Zio.
You could see stars in the burrows?
No, this was later. I just found this little apartment. Remember, what's his name? The Baron who only wore red? He called himself something.
Mr. Love ran the gentleman's quarter. That baron is out south now, I think.
Mr. Love. Oh. Ew.
Ugh, slimy bastard. So, I just moved in. Zio comes by, brings a 30-year-old bottle of whiskey from who knows where, talks about that time he got stranded in the Russian wilderness running guns in the Great War.
I like that story.
He always said the stars brought him home.
You really think he outran a bear at the end?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Say you do.
Zio could figure his way out of anything. If anyone's surviving a scrap with a bear, it's him. Cress stares upward into the faux night sky, her pale eyes darting from star to star.
I miss his stories about the constellations. He knew them all.
Ask Chris about interest in constellations.
You're into the constellations?
There's a lot about me you don't know. My parents taught me. We used to have an undersky like this on my old island, built by a hobby astronomer, obsessed with capturing every constellation. Ursa, Canis, Calliope. Those were my bedtime stories. Argo was my favorite, a ship built perfectly to explore the whole world, a machine that never failed.
She rubs her arm where rat engineering bonds iron with flesh. her eyes fixed on the lights above. So, this prison break, this the type of work you do when you're not at the garage?
Talk about the prison break.
Sometimes. It can be all roadside repairs and repulsor changes.
And that sponsor?
I can't tell you that, Gia. Not yet.
Pry into Cress's sponsor. It's a gum show check, and it's nearly impossible. Yeah, that Chris can talk about it when she's ready. Yes, let's just leave it for now.
I've seen skyscrapers with more bend than Cress. I let the question lie for now. Cress reaches over and grabs my arm.
Watch. Here it comes. It's always beautiful. Every time. There's real hope out there, Gia. There are people out there who are changing things, fighting back against the Barons. This was only a small part.
Fighting Barons will get you shot, Cress. There's enough tragedies in the lowers to fill stacks of tawdry magazines. They usually end with, they died doing the right thing.
You said it yourself. You don't win against the Barons by playing by the rules. Hey, Gia. Thanks. I know you're really just looking to polish your rep, but you did good today.
Look, you've done me a lot of favors lately. With the past year, with my car, and with Zio. This was the least I could do.
Don't get mushy on me. Anyway, we should get back.
Okay, so I'm still wondering what the point of these bookshelves were. Yeah, I had a look around and I have absolutely no idea what this was all about, but let's get out of here. Doesn't seem like we have anything else to do in here, so let's get out. Ah, nice. So we can go here and buy whatever we want later. How's our heat looking? Because it's at 1, so that's fine for now. So, yeah, that was a fun quest without any combat encounters because we didn't fail any checks. That's the reason, I suppose. Yeah, fun. See you all in the next one. Take care.